Okay, tonight I think I have one left in me, and we are doing 2-point perspective instrumental drawing. I'm Stuart McEwing, your host, and for this we're going to need our T-squares, our set squares, our sharp 2H pencil. We could even need some dark ink pens, a sharpener, an eraser. Those will be our instruments for today as we do this 2-point perspective drawing. This time, what we have in store is a hexagonal prism. It's just a hexagon. You can see the plan is up here, the elevation here. We've got our ground line, horizon line, and picture plane all set in place with our observer. Once again, the theory behind this is our observer is looking at our plan through an invisible wall we call the picture plane. And the image that appears on this picture plane is projected from the elevation and the plan onto this area right here. So let's get going. This time what we have here are 45-degree lines. So in order to find the vanishing points, we need to go from the observer or the station point up to the picture plane, again up to the picture plane, and project down, or it could be up, onto the horizon line, depending on where the horizon line is. So there we have our right vanishing point, and over here our left vanishing point. You see, this might be a quick demonstration, but we're going up level of each drawing we do, we're going up a level of difficulty. The true height line is, once again, the rule is wherever the plan intersects the picture plane. That will be our true height line. So our true height line is right there, where the plan is intersecting the picture plane, and so we can label that TH, or true height. And there we've done the true height. That's our engine complete. We can start to run this machine. So let's turn it on and see what comes out as a projection. So the first thing to do is we project across from the elevation onto the true height line, and there, from there, those intersections of that true height line go back towards the vanishing points using the long ruler of the T-square. Makes that a little bit easier. So that's immediately, that's the given, and we see that leading edge of the crate, or the bounding box of this hexagonal prism. Let's project across that height to get the crate, or that bounding box, and going back to the left vanishing point and the right vanishing point. So we have that leading edge of the hexagonal prism, and that is our true height. Now as we go backwards into the 3D space, or forwards into the 3D space, you can see that height is either being reduced or will be expanded. But that is our 3D space going back in there. Of course, it's appearing on the 2D space, which is our picture plane when thought of in elevation, or with that as the height. So let's get the finish off that crate. Send out some eye lines or laser beams out towards those corners. And where those laser beams intersect our picture plane, or that invisible wall, they fall down straight there from this top left hand side, go back to the right vanishing point, top right hand side, go back to the left vanishing point, and we have our crate in which our perspective is going to appear. Let's just do this line a little bit harder so it's easier to see. It's always useful if you can see the drawing. So as our drawings increase in complexity, it's very important that we are using a 2H pencil. That's my pencil of choice, readily available at any station near you. And as you can see, there are a lot of lines that can start to appear, especially when these plans start to get more intricate and more detail orientated. So that's our crate. Now let's start to get some inside details. We'll project across here, this height. We'll also project across that height, but I know that it's the same, and all I need is that one height back onto the true height. Where it hits that true height, go back on that wall, backwards into space, which is that. Backwards beyond the picture plane. As it goes further beyond the picture plane, it goes smaller and smaller in the projection. So we've got one corner of our hexagon there, another corner of our hexagon here. For the other corners, we get them like this by projecting up the eye lines from the observer to the plan. You get that point. And that point. Sometimes I like to do things both at once, and when I do that, I've now got that point and that point, this point and this point, which are all the points of our hexagon in perspective. So I'll just do up with some sharp presentation lines that hexagon so that we can see this object a lot more clearly. Very nice. So these points here, as they go back to the vanishing point, will form the side of our object. Here we have our top. So this right there is the back edge. Now finding this one, where is that angled line, or where is that point that we get that? So just as before, we're going to take that point from the plan, sending up an eye line or a laser beam up to that point of the picture plane. There we have that intersection. You pull that down. That is our point right there. And this appears to be our point right there. Yep. Now I have been rushing this, so it's a little bit inaccurate at the top. I can see the lines aren't quite intersecting as I would expect them to had I been going a lot slower. But this is a nice little exercise here for learning. 2-point perspective drawing. And as I go ahead and ink these lines, here we have our 2-point perspective hexagonal prism. There we go, that was lesson 3 of 2-point perspective instrumental drawing. Pin it on the page. I'm Stuart McEwing. I'll see you next time for lesson number 4, where we're going to increase the level of difficulty by a significant factor, and we start to look at doing some arcs and circles in perspective. Thank you very much.